Hapaday Guam, and welcome to KOM News Extra. I'm Sonya. The organization Crime Stoppers was set up to assist our law enforcement agencies with apprehending criminals. The nonprofit program, which celebrated its 20th anniversary in 2005, attributes its success to the number of arrests it makes as a result of anonymous tips called in by members of our very own community who want to see a decrease in crime. Statistics for Guam alone reveal that 384 suspects have been apprehended, over 1,300 cases have been cleared, nearly $3 million in stolen property has been recovered, and over $1.7 million worth of illegal narcotics were removed from our streets. Here to share the organization's significance on Guam are Crime Stoppers board members Phil Law and Steve Nygaard. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Now, I briefly explained how the program works, but you know more of how it works. You tell me how it works.
Well, predominantly it's a community service-related program which brings together three entities. Obviously, the community, the general public, that would be law enforcement and private enterprise. Each has their significant role. Private enterprise would be the ones that fund us through donations and promotions and opportunities in that respect. Law enforcement would be the ones that provide our officers, our CID, and people to follow up on the tips, and they also provide a dedicated coordinator for us. And of course the public are the ones that are our grassroots. They got their ears to the ground, and they're the ones listening out for the tips and feeding us information in complete anonymity.
Now,
Sonya, the power of Crime Stoppers is it gets everybody involved, and the statistics speak for themselves. Of course, the 350 plus arrests, the $4 million in recovered property and drugs. And then also the anonymity aspect that Phil's talking about, right? It's also tied to a rewards program, and we've given out 56 rewards with over $21,000 in the 20 years that we've been doing Crime Stoppers here.
Yeah, it really helps to ensure that people calling in can remain anonymous, and I think that's part of the success of the program. People can feel free, like they hear something on the street or from friends, they can feel free knowing that when they call in, not only can their number not be traced, but the information they leave is something that is shared with just you, and nobody ever knows who it came from. So.
Yeah, you raise a really good point there. It is caller ID free. There's no caller ID, so absolutely do not know where the calls are coming from. And you would never give your name or anything like that. You would actually give some form of code word that's unique to you and the call taker only.
In the event someone did want to disclose their name or their identity for that matter, just to assist, could they do so as well?
If they were to pass that information out, we have a reluctance to take it, and we actually spent some training in doing that. We've quite trained our call takers how to manage a call, if you like. But further to that, there's a public law that came into force in 2003 which actually protects any information coming into Crime Stoppers from the legal system, if you like. It cannot be subpoenaed.
Fantastic.
So the call takers, the anonymity of the caller are all quite guaranteed, and also the information that goes to the PIO officer as well.
Right. Yeah, every aspect of the call is protected.
Now, last year you all took some heat about turning the Crime Stoppers into a private call center. Tell us about the importance of turning it into a private call center versus what it was before, Steve.
Well, it came about, the evolution of it came about. We were relying completely on the police liaison officer, and he was doing a good job, no doubt. But he can't work 24 hours a day, and we had an answering machine that would invariably have lots of hang-ups on it. And we knew that there was a lot more information that we could contribute to law enforcement to help solve crimes. We did take some heat from the police department initially, and we took at least one senator complained when we switched over to a private call center, which is G4S, and that's Phil's company, G4S. And they approached us and suggested that they do it at the time. But there are plenty of compelling reasons why it was a good idea to switch to a private call center. And, the first one, of course, is all the calls that were missing when our liaison officer would go to bed at night. So now we're 24/7, which is great. But the problem with us going to a private call center, number one was it was due to a misunderstanding that it's a police program, we feel. And it's not a police program, it's a community program. It's a partnership between law enforcement and the community and the Guam Crime Stoppers program. Number two, we did a lot of training so that our people could get up to speed and know exactly how to handle the program and protect the anonymity aspect of the program. We did in-house trainings in May and June, and then we brought out Greg McAleese from the States, from Albuquerque, in November.
The founder of Crime Stoppers.
The significance of that, yeah.
And then Phil mentioned the law. We have it's called an act to strengthen the protection and anonymity of the Guam Crime Stoppers program. And it made it a third-degree felony to release any information. So it's a very strong law. In fact, it's one of the strongest laws in the United States of America for any Crime Stoppers program. And so the legal aspect is covered. And then his people sign confidentiality agreements when they do it. Now, also, we had to point out when we were taking this criticism for going to the private call center, and by the way, Phil took us to 24/7. He was just doing it at nighttime as of June, but his company now is 24/7 as of last month. So you can call anytime and get somebody who's trained on how to take a call, and which is really great. But there are a lot of other programs that have private call centers. Texas, the state of Texas has a private call center. Ontario and Quebec in Canada, they're totally a private call center. And the entire United States goes private call center in the near future. They're going to have one number for the whole United States.
And I'm sure they have statistics to reveal that it is that much more successful by having a private call center versus
well, Phil's guys have been showing up at our meetings with great statistics now. I mean,
we've seen 100–200% increase in the number of calls being taken, accepted. Yeah.
And not just the quantity of the calls, but the quality of the calls as well, because when they take a call, they've got a piece of paper, a form in front of them, and it helps them with all the information.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much. Don't go away. Our in-studio guest explains KOM News Extra additional information about the call center. So stay with us.